O'Brien's Encyclopedia of Forms and Precedents is Canada's most comprehensive collection of legal forms, precedents, commentary, and checklists, authored by experts in their fields and covering a broad range of legal topics. O'Brien's is designed to provide today's practitioner with a vast array of forms and precedents pertinent to their individual area of practice and adaptable to their specific needs. O'Brien's is a resource with a lot of history. It was first published in 1893 as a bound single-volume work consisting of 526 pages. Since 1893, O'Brien's has gone from 526 pages to thousands of documents, which in the most recent edition spanned across more than 30 volumes with 10 divisions and a master subject index. Through the years, as the content has evolved, so has the form, from paper to floppy disks to CD-ROMs, and then to a standalone online product. Most recently, O'Brien's customers have been requesting updates to the online product. This brings us to the next chapter of O'Brien's. We are excited to welcome O'Brien's onto the WestlawNext Canada platform. Starting in June 2020, 9 divisions of O'Brien's, as well as the Master Subject Index, will be available on WestlawNext Canada. Moving O'Brien's onto WestlawNext Canada will give you access to a more modern platform without the need for training on a new product. As you'll see when we go through the product demo, Westlaw provides easy access to this valuable content set, and the experience of using O'Brien's is significantly enhanced by the flexibility and search capabilities of the WestlawNext Canada platform. Now I'm going to show you what O'Brien's on WestlawNext Canada looks like and how it works. The demo is going to be broken up into 3 parts: searching, browsing, and content integration. Starting with search. What you're looking at now is the WestlawNext Canada homepage. There are 3 ways to access O'Brien's from the homepage: through the global search bar at the top of the screen, or using the new O'Brien's link within the Browse section of the homepage, or to the right-hand side of the screen under My Subscriptions. Starting with search, let's say I was looking for guidance on how to draft a shareholders agreement. I could start by searching shareholders agreement in the search bar. This might seem like an overly simple search query, but we know from usage data that simple keyword searches are how most of our researchers are accessing content. When I run my search, I see O'Brien's results alongside all other content types on the left-hand side of the screen. When I click into that O'Brien's link on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, I'm brought to a search result list that looks like this. There are a few things that I want to point out here. First is that the document titles are detailed and descriptive and reflect O'Brien's in print. Second is that you can see all of your search terms highlighted in context in the search snippets. Both of these elements will help you evaluate the search result list and determine relevancy at a glance in order to get the results that you want quickly and easily. Another way that you can narrow down your O'Brien's results is by using filters. You will have the option of filtering by division, by whether a document has or hasn't been viewed, by whether a document has or hasn't been added to a folder, and by whether it's been annotated. To get to a starting point for drafting a shareholders agreement, I've used the search within function to focus in on commentary, and I've narrowed down my results to division 2, which is corporations. When I apply these filters, I get a much more narrow and focused result list. I can see that the first document in the list is commentary in Chapter 13, which focuses on shareholders agreements. So I'm going to start here. So now I've clicked into my document. For those of you who are familiar with the current O'Brien's online platform, you'll notice a big change here, which is that the full document is rendered on the screen alongside the table of contents for easy navigation without the need to download anything. From here, I can use the table of contents to drill down further into the details of the chapter, for example, introductory clauses. Now I'm looking at a section on introductory clauses. This might be a good place for me to start drafting my shareholders agreement. Now that I've narrowed in on a section that I'm interested in, there are a few things that I can do. I can add notes or highlights, then share the notes with someone in my organization. I can click on the folder icon to save the document to one of my research folders for quick access in a later session. I can print, download, or email the document. I can also retrace my steps by referring to my search history, where all O'Brien's related searching, filtering, and document views are recorded. When I'm ready to start editing a form or precedent, I can use a tool called Easy Edit. Easy Edit will appear on the right-hand side of all O'Brien's forms and precedents. It downloads formatted and ready-to-use documents with all the extraneous information filtered out. What you're looking at on the screen is an example of an Easy Edit download. The formatting is consistent with O'Brien's in print, and all notes except for guiding placeholders have been filtered out. The Easy Edit download differs from the document that will be downloaded through the traditional Westlaw download menu, which I showed you a few moments ago. The standard Westlaw download will retain the document information, including drafting notes, and it's a good option to have if you're downloading a document for reference at a later time. Coming back to the document, if I want to see what else is in the division, I can use navigation arrows to flip forward and backward, or I can click into reading mode, which lets me scroll continuously through the division with the next document automatically loading. This works really seamlessly, and once again, if you're familiar with the current online platform, I think that you will find that this is a much better user experience. Before we move to the other O'Brien's access points, I want to mention that what I showed you before was an example of accessing O'Brien's through a keyword search. If you are familiar with O'Brien's in print and you know your form number, you will be able to easily access the exact form that you're looking for using search. In the example on the screen, I entered the division and form number in the global search bar, and I got the result that I wanted, which was introductory clauses for shareholders' agreements at the top of the O'Brien's list. You will also be able to use the Find by Citation tool and the advanced search template to access O'Brien's content. That wraps up everything that I wanted to show you about searching. Now we will move on to browsing. Taking a step back, as I mentioned, there are 3 ways to access O'Brien's. Instead of starting with a global search, I can navigate directly to O'Brien's content by clicking either the link within the Browse section of the homepage or under My Subscriptions. Clicking either of these links will bring me to a page that looks like this. From here, there's a lot of flexibility in terms of how I can access the content. I can search across all O'Brien's content. I can select specific divisions to search, or I can access the Master Subject Index. For those not familiar, the Master Subject Index allows you to browse across divisions by subject. What you're looking at on the screen now is the Master Subject Index. Each of these subjects are hyperlinked, so when I click into one, for example, abandonment, I can see a list of subtopics related to abandonment with links that will take me directly to the document on that subtopic. Coming back to this screen, I can also click into any one of these divisions. If I wanted to continue my research on shareholders agreements, I could click into Division 2, which is corporations. Once I'm in Division 2, I can browse the expandable and collapsible table of contents, search across the division, search the table of contents, or search the Division 2 specific index. As you can see, there's a lot of flexibility in terms of how you can access and engage with the content. To get to the information that I want about shareholders agreements, I can search the table of contents headings and then use the expansion arrow to drill down further into the chapter. This is a feature that you might be familiar with from texts and annotations. The last thing I want to show you here is a function that you also may be familiar with from texts and annotations, which is that you can select a number of sections that you want to read, then click on reading mode, and all of the documents that you selected will be loaded in order and ready for you to scroll through. The third and final part of the O'Brien's demo will be highlighting one of the major benefits of having O'Brien's on WestlawNext Canada, which is the opportunity for content integration. In commentary documents, O'Brien's authors may reference primary law. With O'Brien's on WestlawNext Canada, you will be able to navigate directly to case law and legislation using active embedded links without interrupting your workflow. So, for example, if I were to click into Lawn versus Algonquin College, I am brought to the full text decision. Similarly, when an O'Brien's document refers to case law, that O'Brien's document will appear within the Citing References tab under the secondary sources, as you can see here. The last thing that I want to show you is the integration of notes within the O'Brien's documents. If the author has included any notes that pertain to a specific form or precedent, those notes will appear via hypertext at the top of the document, as well as included as a footnote with active links to any other referenced O'Brien's material. That concludes the O'Brien's demonstration. O'Brien's on WestlawNext Canada brings Westlaw one step closer to having everything that you need on one convenient and easy-to-use platform. Thank you very much for listening. Please visit thomsonreuters.ca/O'Brien's to speak to a Thomson Reuters representative about how your organization can benefit from O'Brien's on WestlawNext Canada.